Mountain View and Southwestern Adventist. It's the Lions and Knights today from Keene, Texas. Hi again, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. The Mountain View Lions coming in 1-0, 1-0 on the road, and the Knights are winless, 0-3 on the year. This is their home opener. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. We'll start with our visitors of Mountain View, the NJCAA Division III program out of Region 5, and head coach Leroy Phillips starting today. Number 4 is Justice Mara. Number 5 is Jezreel DeJesus Fargas. Number 11, Gabe Akay. Number 15, Johnny DeWalt. And number 23 is Farai Mandalazi. And now for your Southwestern Adventist Knights in their home opener under Tyler Woldridge. It's number 0, Justin Lamb. Number 2 is A.J. Aviles. Number 5, Ephraim Viadex. Number 22, Brian Fields. And number 33 is Felix Smith. So, tough start to the season for the Knights. They're coming off that loss on Saturday at Manhattan Christian, 75-62. The Knights actually outshot the Thunder in that game, 43% to 41%, but they were negative 14 on the glass. Manhattan had 14 offensive rebounds to just 5 for SWAU. Second chance points in the game, 18-5 for the Thunder. Meanwhile, Mountain View, they opened their season with a 79-78 win against Jarvis Christian's JV team on the first of the month. They came back from double digits down in that game, outscoring Jarvis by 11 in the second half. Cedric Todd, 24 on 7 of 12 shooting in that game. So a JUCO in town to take on your Knights here in the home opener in this 2022-23 season. Fields and DeWalt, and it's controlled on the tip by Mountain View. So Lions in the blue, Knights in the white as we're underway here from Keene, Texas. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you all season long for Knights basketball from my home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Turnaround hook shot by DeWalt is no good. Offensive rebound, Vargas, the putback is money. Some ball pressure here for the Lions, but Lamb walks it into the forecourt here in the opening minute. Bounce pass over to Smith. Smith guarded by Mandalazi in the man-to-man. Pull-up contested shot. Lamb makes it anyways. Justin Lamb, 46% shooting in the first 3 games, averaging a shade over 5 points per ball game. Pushing quickly is Fargas. Fargas right of the lane and traveled with the basketball. So turnover gives the ball back to Southwestern Adventist. The Knights and Lions are tied at 2 apiece. Second chance opportunity for the Lions, and the Knights getting a jumper from Justin Lamb. Aviles into the forecourt. His pass is stripped and taken away by Mountain View. Marmara with the steal and the bucket. 4-2 Mountain View. Lamb into the forecourt. Here is Fields on the wing. Aviles for 3 off the back iron, skying for the rebound Lamb, and he's going to be called for traveling. Tried to get a timeout call, but it looks like he might have called timeout after he had landed already, so Lions going to get the ball back here, leading it 4-2 in the opening 90 seconds. Into the forecourt, this is Fargas. DeWalt, top of the key. Fargas on the right, 15 on the shot clock. Top of the key, Marmara takes it left, inside the arc, rims it in. So Marmara with back-to-back jumpers. He's got 4 here in the opening 2 minutes. Mountain View leads by 4. Knights trying to answer back, and free throws are upcoming for Southwestern Adventist. And Brian Fields going to take the free throws. 71% in the first 3 games. Brian Fields, 9.7 points per ball game, 8.3 rebounds. So the sophomore from spring, a double-double threat in the early stages of this 2022-23 season. He bricks the first free throw. Lone home game in the October/November opening month of the season for Southwestern Adventist. First 3 were on the road. Next 5 were on the road. They'll be at Sam Houston State. That'll be next Thursday. So both free throws are missed. Overall this year, 9 at home, 17 on the road for the Knights. Their next home game won't be until December 2nd against Cedar Valley, so another junior college. Offensive foul called on Mountain View, so 17:45 to go. Knights will get the basketball back, and as the Lions set up the press here. It's been a busy day on campus. Mountain View, the ladies took down the Lady Knights earlier today. We've had the men's soccer Southwest Region tournament going on at the soccer field. Viaducts attacking again is Fields. Missed it short. Good defensive start to this one for the Lions. As Mountain View, Marmara brings it into the forecourt. Ball swung to Porter, I believe. Nick Porter into the game, burying the three. Let me double check that. We're having a little bit of buffering. Correction, that was a K for three. So 9-2 Mountain View. Fields backing down. Swings it out. Smith from downtown. Off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Fields. Smith cuts to the hoop. Rejected by DeWalt. Pushing is Fargus. Scoops it back to Akay. Akay dribbles, blocked by Viadex. Back-to-back nice defensive plays, first for the Lions and then for the Knights. Lamb, left wing to Smith. And Smith, that's going to hit the official. That's a live ball. It's in play. Marmara picks it up, and he's got we'll call it a slam dunk. Marmara with 6, 11-2 start for Mountain View. Tyler Woldridge wants to talk about it. 16 and a half left to play. We're just underway, and a quick start for the Lions. We'll be back. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you as AJ Aviles walks it into the forecourt. Fast start for Mountain View. They lead at 11-2. That ball deflected. Vargas trying to come up with another steal. Saved in the backcourt by Lamb. Left wing 3 is no good for Aviles. Into the forecourt, Marmara's. He's got 6. Catch and shoot 3. Fargus in and out, and the rebound controlled by Fields. Viadex will bring it up. Marmara with some pressure. Viadex attacks, and he's fouled. So more free throws to come. Now from Viadex, junior from Houston, 50-50 at the free throw line here in this early season. Last year, the Knights went 13-10. They played in the USCAA National Tournament, went 1-1 in that one, losing in the opening round against Kent State Tuscaroras. And they won in the consolation round against Berkeley. So Viadex gets 1 out of 2. Fargus into the front court. Fargus spins into the lane, throws it up, no. Fight for the rebound underneath. That's deflected off the Lions and back to the Knights. So on Thursday of last week, the opening weekend road trip for the Knights started at Ozark Christian, and the Ambassadors won 71-55. Then Friday, they were at Spurgeon, lost that one also by 16. And then Saturday against Manhattan, it was a 13-point defeat. Lamb on the left wing. Trying to sell the call. Officials letting him play, though. Here is Aviles from the half circle. No. Offensive rebound by Smith. Nice dump underneath, and the reverse by Smith. Assist by Aviles. 6-point lead for Mountain View. 14:54 left to go here in this opening half. DeWalt on the block. Jumper in and out there by a K. Viadex has the rebound. Pushes it into the forecourt. Scoop over to Aviles. Quick pass to Lamb. Lamb pull up at the free throw line. No. Another offensive rebound. So second chance opportunities against Manhattan Christian were not happening, but they are here today against Mountain View as the Knights are crashing the glass. Shots not going down with a lot of consistency right now, but they're working. Trouble with the hands. Fields almost turned it over. Knights do get it back, though. Aviles for three. Can't get it to go. And some bouncing off of each other's hands. Eventually it winds up with Mountain View. So Marmara on the left wing. Turnaround by Bullock, who's into the game. That's Jacob Bullock. And he was fouled. Number 10 is Devon Randall also checking in for the Lions. And we have another sub as Mandolazzi will go out. And Walton comes in. That's Tommy Walton. Marmara on the wing. 15 to shoot. Randall top of the key. Steps to the elbow. Fires it. No. And the rebound to the Knights. It's going to be an offensive foul. Viadex is out of control there. Maybe trying to do a little too much offensively, individually at least. When the ball's been moving for the Knights tonight, they've had some success, but it's been few and far between here in the early going as Mountain View has a 6-point lead. They've started to cool off a little bit after a hot start offensively. Second of 3 straight for the Lions on the road to start the season. They'll be at Arkansas Cossatot on Saturday. Home opener will be a rematch with that team on Monday. Driving is a K and a jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Knights. Lamb to inbound. Here is Aviles. Smith between the circles. Smith tried to get it to Viadex. Finally found him. Shot clock down to 10. Viadex hesitates, drives, can't get it to go. Put back, yes! That was Williams. Kevon Williams into the game for the Knights with the put back. More second chance opportunities. Parting of the sea, but Randall couldn't get the bucket. Here comes Southwestern Adventist. Cutting to the hoop, scoring again is Williams. He's got back-to-back buckets, and what was an 11-2 start is now a 7-0 run for Southwestern Adventist. 12:34 to go here in this opening half. Mountain View wants to talk about it. Knights on a 7-0 run. So look at the rest of the month here as a couple of women's games coming up. Then after Thanksgiving, it'll be Texas College. I had forgotten that the men actually added that one, so I had their next home game against Cedar Valley, but it's actually going to be right after Thanksgiving against Texas College. So 7-0 run for Southwestern Adventist. Here's Randall. Gets it back for Mountain View, trying to stop this run. And nice interior defense there. Viadex got the steal, has it top of the key now for SWAU. Smith came up, calls him off. Instead, it's Lamb. Here is Williams on the right wing. Gold has come in. Billy Gold, 5 to shoot. Gets it over to Smith for 3. Too strong. Rebound controlled by Walton. Randall. Hoskins also into the game. Jeremiah Hoskins. Randall now left of the lane. Runner, yes. That stops a 7-0 run. Puts Mountain View back up by 4. Low scoring start to this one. The clock is... It's a work in progress with the clock, folks. It's not been moving since the timeout, so I'd say we're closer to 10 minutes than 12 and a half. Another second chance opportunity. Williams finger rolls it in. So Williams off the bench. He's got 6 points. And the Knights have cut the deficit again down to just 2. As Randall brings it into the forecourt, gets around his defender, throws it up and in. Devon Randall back-to-back buckets for Mountain View. And they lead it by 4 again. Gold into the forecourt. Billy Gold, 8 points off the bench in the first 3 games of the season. Lamb over to Smith. Smith steps left, back to Gold. Thought about the 3. Shot clock down to 9. Viadex right around the defense, and that's an easy one. First field goal for Viadex. He has 3 points tonight, 2-point game again. Randall had some space. Lamb recovered. Coming up is Viadex making a great defensive play, and he will lay it up and in. We got a tie ball game, courtesy of Ephraim Viadex. 15 all. Inside 10 to go. This is Jalen Nimmer into the game. Over to Hoskins. Catch and shoot 3, no good. Skying for the rebound was Lamb, and he got hit by Randall. More shuffling for Tyler Woldridge's team. Chase Yancey in for the first time. Aviles will return for the Knights. And Brian Fields is also going to come back in. Both teams are actually shuffling, so those 3 players checking in for the Knights. Chase Yancey, a junior from Fort Worth. Williams stays out there, as does Gold. That's the 5 right now for the Knights. Driving baseline, Aviles, the reverse, no. Rebound controlled by Nimmer. Open look for Hoskins. Defense comes, so he gets it down low to Waltz. Blocking foul going to be called on Aviles, who was trying to get the charge. Defense leading to offense here in the early going of this one for Southwestern Adventist. Viadex has played well. As you see, he'll come from behind, get the steal and the bucket here for Southwestern Adventist. They trailed early on in this one. Back to live action. The 3-ball no good for Nimmer. Trailed this one as an early quick start for the Lions had them leading at 11-2. Yancey going out of bounds. Turnover gives the ball back to the Lions. Jalen Nimmer inbound to Nick Porter. In the backcourt with Hoskins. Moss has come in, and that's Terry Moss. We got some buffering going on. The quality of the stream has not been great, folks, so I'm going to take a quick break here and try to reset things and get this thing back on track. All right, folks, no scoring miss there. 15 all, 8:31 to go. And it looks like, at least for now, we have the issue straightened out. Been a long day, folks. Gold into the forecourt, guarded closely by Porter. Again, some man pressure. Gold just able to get that to Williams, and then before the steal, contact made, says the official. Porter protests. Going to be a whistle now. And I think before the inbound, then an offensive foul called on the Knights. So ball going back to the Lions. Nice defense there by Gold. Yancey trying to feed him on the offensive end. It was deflected out by the Lions. Jeremiah Hoskins checking out for Mountain View. And Cedric Dodd will come in. Dodd had a great game in the season opener. Williams stepping into a three. That might have been partially blocked. Gold's reverse putback was rejected out of bounds. Second block for DeWalt here tonight. So Yancey going to inbound. Mandolazzi will come back in for Leroy Phillips, the head coach at Mountain View. Williams had trouble with it. Pass might have been a bit off the mark. So just inside 8 minutes to go here in the opening half. Low scoring affair. Mountain View 15, Southwestern Adventist 15. Fargus over to Dodd on the left wing. Gets a screen now. Williams on him on the switch. DeWalt down low. Nice cut by Mandolazzi, and he gets the bucket. Nice pass there by DeWalt as well. So Mountain View back up by 2. Yancey into the forecourt. Defender went for the steal, as did the defender on Gold. Couldn't get the baseline jumper, but the putback again by Fields. Another second chance opportunity for Southwestern Adventist, who had trouble with that against Manhattan on Saturday. Not today, though. Moss down low. Mandolazzi swings it out. Dodd in the corner. Extra pass to Fargus on the wing. Drives in. Baseline Mandolazzi. No. Williams the rebound. Yancey over to Aviles, who flies into the forecourt. Aviles over 2 defenders. Fields, Williams, Aviles on the left wing. Yancey attacks, top of the key, Fields for 3, way off. Rebound tip to DeWalt. Throw ahead intercepted by Fields. Here's Yancey on the wing. Fields left wing, here's Gold. Driving again, baseline to the bucket. They're going to call that an offensive foul. Turnover gives the ball back to the Lions, tied at 17. Low scoring first half for both of these teams. The Lions, as I mentioned, they're a JUCO, a Division III Region 5 member. Mountain View beat the Knights, the Knights beat the Lions in the lone meeting last year. Southwestern Adventist won that one in a tight one, 85-81. Both teams were hot in that game. 51% for the Knights. Lions were at 46%. Lions won the previous 5 meetings going back to 2013, including in 2019. They won by 14, 98-84. This one a more defensive battle than previous meetings between the Lions and Knights. Zone now for Southwestern Adventist, and a tripping foul going to be called on Aviles. Well, I guess they are in the 1-1. So Ferrari Mendelazzi will go to the free throw line, a bucket here in the first half, trying to add to his 2 points. Front end of the 1-1, bounces out, rebound controlled by Fields. So here comes Southwestern Adventist now with Gold on the wing. Viaduct's left side. New sub is Levi Rogers, gets it down low. The big guy, too strong, but a late whistle. And a foul called on the Lions, excuse me. Levi Rogers. First free throw attempts of the year. Big guy, a sophomore, 6'9" from Orange, Texas. And if the Knights ever want to get a football program going, that's your tight end right there. Pass intercepted, the Lions trying to force it, and nice defense there by Aviles. Aviles to the elbow, top of the key, stepping into a 3, Viaducts, no. Rebound controlled by Rogers, and Rogers is going back to the free throw line. Not much you could do with that. So Levi Rogers, they'll make him earn it at least. So DeWalt will come back in. So Knights take the lead. I believe this is their first lead. They might have led it 2-0. I can't remember who scored first. We were tied at 2. Mountain View went on a 9-0 run. Knights answered with a 7-0 run, and we've been kind of playing back and forth since then, but this is the first lead, I believe, for the Knights. Dodd off the bench for 3. Yeah, he's a killer. He didn't start today, but you got to keep your eye on him. He had 24 on 7 of 12 on November 1st in that victory against Jarvis. Viadex trying to escape the pressure. Brings it into the forecourt. Now, at the 5-minute mark. Rogers from the elbow, swishes it through. How about Levi Rogers off the bench with 4 quick ones? Knights back up by 1, 21-20. Ooh, what a pass. Rejected by Rogers, though. Mendelazzi off a beautiful dime attempt from Cedric Dodd. Then I think we have a foul called here. Levi Rogers has played well. So Fargus will inbound. It was a jump ball. Moss on the right wing. Bounce passes it to Fargus. Runner in the lane, no. Fargus follows his miss. Mendelazzi, yes. Todd playing man defense against Viadex. Gold on the wing. Navilis between the circles. Takes it left of the lane. Cut off. Rogers out to Gold. Thought about the 3. Instead to Aviles. Shot clock down to 8. Aviles shot rejected. Or pass. I think it might have been a pass. And then a late whistle with 4 on the shot clock. That'll get you if you're Leroy Phillips and the Lions. You hate to play great defense for 26 seconds and then have that happen. But it will be A.J. Aviles going to the free throw line. 54% free throw shooter. 12 points per ball game, 34% shooting from the field for AJ in the first 3 games. The sophomore from New York. West New York, New Jersey, as a matter of fact. Front end of the 1-1, rims in for Aviles. Got them both. Knights back on top. We've had 3 or 4 lead changes here in the last couple of minutes. Okay, back in. Out there with DeWalt, Mandolazzi, Randall, and this guy, the big guy, DeWalt, who scores the turnaround for his first field goal. For the Knights, Aviles in the backcourt with Lamb and Viadex. Rogers and Fields up front. More fouls called on the Lions. This is sometimes you get a lot of fouls with JUCO basketball, especially the D3 variety. So AJ Aviles, I call out of JUCO basketball here in the Carolinas. Man, we got some good teams over this way, including D3 teams. Sandhills, Davidson. Well, Davison is D2. Sandhills, though, is a national contender in that Division III national tournament. There is so much incredible basketball at the JUCO level in the Carolinas. Florida is probably the best state. Wyoming, believe it or not, is really good. So is Kansas when it comes to JUCO basketball. But North Carolina's got a lot of, South Carolina's got a lot of talent. A lot of these kids nowadays are all relatives because there's so many NBA players who came from the Carolinas. A lot of these guys are relatives of them. So there's a lot of good basketball genes in my home state. Knight's going to turn it over with 2:41 left to go. It's a low-scoring first half, 25-24. Randall into the forecourt. Stepping inside the arc and getting the jumper to go. That was a K again. His second field goal, he's got 5. Mamara leads the Lions with 6 points. Balanced attack for the Knights as well. Kevon Williams has 6. And that's going to be a triple for Lamb. So Justin Lamb now with 5. Viadex has 5. Levi Rogers off the bench with 4. Deep 3 in transition. Akay can't get it. 28-26 Knights. Inside 2 minutes to go. Viadex right wing. Smith, pass deflected. Mandolazzi with really nice defense there. Spinning, rewarding himself. No, can't get the bucket. Rebound by Fields. Knights looking to push, and that'll be another foul. You don't see a lot of reaction out of Leroy Phillips, the head coach over there for Mountain View. You know, you take some of these fouls. You're playing tough defense. You're trying to pressure the ball. Yeah, you might get a team into the bonus every now and then, but you're going to be competitive, and they've gotten a few turnovers on the Knights here today. So you live and you live with some of the 1-and-1s, and now the Knights in the double bonus as Viadex off on the first one. Marbara will come back in now for the Lions, replacing Cedric Todd. So a quiet first half for him, just 3 points off the bench. Tommy Walton will come in as well, replacing Nimmer. 1 out of 2 for Viadex. (29-26) Knights. And free throws on this end now for Randall, who's got 4 points. Got them both. So Randall up to 6, matching Marmara for the team's lead. And it's a 1-point game again. Fields, Viadex was cutting. Lamb. Backing down Fields, turnaround off the mark. Rebound by Randall. Goes behind the back as he brings it into the forecourt. Walton. And that'll be an offensive foul called on Walton. They've been calling a lot of those blocks, but saying Walton a little bit out of control there, so the turnover gives the ball back to SWAU. Inside a minute to go here in the opening half. Smith has returned. Felix Smith back out there. Little wet spot out on the court they're going to take care of. We'll take our normal halftime break, folks, so we'll go away. So Felix Smith will inbound against the press. Here's Viadex going right of the lane, hanging, missing it short. Rebound by Marmara. Throw ahead goes to Akay. Quick pass to Mandolazzi. He'll back it out now. His pass is tipped. Viadex looking for yet another steal, but Marmara stays with it. Nice cut, nice find. Mandolazzi for Marmara. 6 for Mandolazzi. 3 players with 6 points. Mountain View goes back up. 6th lead change in the closing minutes. Gold for 3. Yes! Billy Gold from downtown. 35% on the season. Last shot time for Mountain View. Randall attacks. That went off his knee. That went off. Oh, no, they say it was last touched by the Knights. I don't know about that. But the Lions going to have to go quick here. Okay, we'll inbound it. Randall got a hoist, gets it off, but it's no good. Low-scoring first half. A 2-point advantage for Southwestern Adventist. After 20 minutes of play, the Knights lead 32-30 over Mountain View. We'll take a break for the half, come back, bring you all the second half action here in just a little bit. Don't go too far. Low scoring first half, but the Knights have a 2-point lead. 7 lead changes in that opening half, 32-30. Southwestern Adventist with the basketball. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you for the start of this second half from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Viadex cuts to the bucket. He's up to 8 points. He leads all scorers, as a matter of fact. It's a balanced scoring attack all ways for the Lions. Marmara, Randall, and Mandalazzi, both or all three of those players have 6 points apiece, 5 for Akay to lead the Lions, who are playing their second of 3 on the road to start the season. 4 on the shot clock as that is airballed out of bounds. So Cedric Dodd gets the start here in this second half. Keep your eye on him. From Viadex with 8 points, 5 for Justin Lamb, 6 for Kevon Williams for Southwestern Adventist. Aviles also with 4. Levi Rogers played limited minutes but made the most of them with some nice defensive plays, also had 4 points. Brian Fields, Felix Smith with a couple points each. Billy Gold with a triple as well. That's your first half scoring for Southwestern Adventist. Leading at 34-30, opening minute here in this second half. Lamb, bounce pass over to Fields. Fields, couple of fakes. Attacks, can't get it to go. Follows his miss, and that's been helping the Knights here today. Second chance opportunities. A lot of offensive rebounds for Tyler Woldridge and company. Fields swings it out. Aviles extra pass to Viadex. Contested jumper, yes. Ephraim Viadex up to double figures. First player for either team. And the Knights have their biggest lead now, 36-30. Answering right back is Dodd. Don't want to get him heated up. Dodd now up to 5, the sophomore who had 24 in the victory against Jarvis Christian for the Lions a couple days ago. Aviles, he's got 6, and now a steal by Aviles. 38-32. Bounce pass goes to Fields. Scoops, no. Rebound controlled by Marmara. He'll bring it into the forecourt. Has Vargas on the wing, so is Todd in the corner. Don't leave him alone. Long on that 3. Knights got lucky. Rebound controlled by Aviles. Viadex pushes it. Bounce pass to Aviles. Aviles hesitates, attacks, got space, banks it in. Aviles back-to-back buckets. He's up to 8 points just like that. And it's 40-32, the Knights by 8. Mountain View, JUCO Division III out of Region 5, along with all of the other Dallas College satellite campuses. That was Fargus answering back with his second field goal. He's up to 4. Lead is 6 for the Knights here in the opening 3 minutes of this second half. Aviles, bounce pass to Fields on the elbow, back to Aviles, thought about the 3. Now in the corner, Lamb fakes it, steps inside, takes a 12-footer, no. Rebound Mandalazzi, full court pass to Marmara. He steps into a Steph Curry deep 3, can't get it to go. Lamb the rebound. Lamb pull up, free throw line extended, swish. Justin Lamb's got 7, the Knights back up by 8. Marmara now for the Lions. This is Dodd, face-up jumper. Viadex the rebound. Viadex, couple nice defensive plays in the opening half. His offense is what we've been talking about here in the second half so far. Behind the back, Aviles. Runner. Yes! A.J. Aviles now joins Viadex in double figures. And the offense starting to cook with grease for the Knights. They're up to a 10-point lead. Offensive foul going to be called. Marmara. And again, if you go back to the first half, we've been calling a lot of those. The officials have. They've been calling a lot of those blocking fouls and not offensive fouls. But because the player's elbows were up, that's almost always going to be offensive. So the Lions want to talk about it. 16:08 to go in the ball game. Good start to the second half for SWAU. Hey, folks, while we have this quick timeout, wanted to just mention, since some of you might be watching our basketball games and might be on our YouTube channel for the first time this year, keep in mind this is the only place that you will find this game. There are the web these days is just inundated with these scam fake links for like every college live stream that's out there, and even some high schools nowadays. So basically what they do is they tweet out that, oh, you want to watch the game, watch it here, and then you click on it and you got to give them your credit card information. We would never do that to you. I would never make you pay to listen to me talk, okay? It's always for free. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if grandma or grandpa wants to watch, and or mom and dad, and they don't quite understand technology, those are the people ripe for scammers. So just let them know, communicate with them that this is our YouTube channel. This is the only place you're going to find the games all year long. Out of the timeout, running and gunning, that is Marmara. So the Knights go up double figures. Mountain View answers back after they get a defensive stop out of the timeout. Hiroshima, glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Viadex fakes it. Extra pass goes to Smith. Toss over to Lamb in the corner. Now he'll back it out to the wing. 9 to shoot. Rogers is in. Rogers turn around, draws contact again. Levi Rogers doing a nice job getting to the free throw line. He's 2 for 4 here today. Rogers 4 points. A couple of nice defensive plays as well as in his limited minutes. As he came in for Brian Fields. Up to 5 now for Levi. One of only 2 home games in the month of November for the Knights. They're going to be on the road next Thursday against Sam Houston State. That's a big one. So 1 out of 2 at the line again. Randall checks in. Delvion Thomas is on for the first time as well, wearing number 34 in blue for Mountain View. Smith for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled. Mendelazzi. So Mendelazzi and Dodd still out there. Catch and shoot 3 is off the mark by Clark. I believe that's Clark over there. He'll try it again. Not that time either. Viadex got the rebound. Viadex ahead to Smith. Smith in and out on the layup attempt. So Jaden Clark has come in. Mendelazzi, Dodd, Thomas, and Randall. That's the 5 right now for Mountain View. Almost the steal, and then it is a steal by Smith. Throws full court. Aviles will back it out and wait for his friends. Here's Viadex. Lamb swings it to Smith on the wing. Back to Lamb, top of the key. Justin Lamb, 7 points. Off on that 3. Mendelazzi, the rebound. His bounce pass is a little bit too long for Clark. And it'll be an out of bounds back to SWAU. Knights looking to make it 2 straight against the Lions. Southwestern Adventist beat Mountain View last year, 85-81. Both teams, it was a more offensive-minded game. Lions beat SWAU in 2019 by 14. Won the previous 5 meetings going all the way back to 2013. Fields is back in the game for Tyler Woldridge. Aviles on the wing. Aviles scoop. No. Put back by Rogers. No. And again, Mountain View alley-oop. Ooh, Dodd almost made something out of that. That was a tough pass, and then a foul called on the Knights. So the Lions have really started to try to push the tempo here and work themselves back from this 9-point deficit. Randall's going to inbound left side of the basket now for the Lions. Catch and shoot three. No good by Mountain View. Here's Lamb into the forecourt. That was Moss. Trey Moss off on the three. Rogers, the big guy. Backing down. Too strong off the glass. Tip for the rebound. It comes to the Lions. Randall into the forecourt. Hezzy, drive. Swing it out to Dodd in the corner. Dodd 5 points. That was nice defense there by Viadex. The putback no good. Tip for the rebound. At the last second, Viadex got extended enough, and that forced Dodd almost into a double pump in midair, and that caused that shot to be off. That was great defense there by Viadex on that play. Back on offense now, Aviles gets a screen. He'll attack. Couple of fakes. Open is Lamb. Lamb for three, no. Rebound by Thomas. 7 lead changes in the first half. Knights have pushed it out to a double-digit lead at one point. Now it's 9. And an illegal screen going to be set there by Thomas. Billy Gold coming in. Felix Smith also returns for the Knights. Thomas, after picking up the offensive foul, will sit down for Leroy Phillips' team. And it looks like Jacob Bullock has come in, number 32. Oh, another Hezzy. How about that from Aviles? What a play. Aviles up to a dozen. Leading all scorers. Dodd out of control, and Gold wisely lets that go out of bounds. Right now, Mountain View just kind of trying to force it a little too much. Biggest lead for the Knights is 11. Viadex, Aviles, Gold, right of the lane, attacks, can't get it to go, looking for a whistle. 5-on-4 now for Mountain View if they want to push. Moss attacks, Moss. They're going to call a blocking foul that time. Let's run it back, though, and take another look at this. The defense went to sleep, and A.J. Aviles capitalized. Look at this. That's not even an intentional Hezzy there by Aviles. He saw the defense was napping. So A.J. Aviles now up to a dozen. Meanwhile, back down the other end, it's Terry Moss. Terry Moss the third going to the free throw line. So 11 and a half left to go in the ball game. A great start to the second half for Southwestern Adventist. We knew one team was going to eventually catch fire. Desriel De Jesus Fargas coming back in. Gabe Akay also returns for Mountain View. So 1 out of 2 there for Moss. He's on the board with his first point. Gold looking inbound against the full court press. 47-37. Gold on the wing. Hand off to Viadex. Viadex, another hesitation. And he's blocked by Bullock, but free throws to come. It's been the Viadex and Aviles show here in the second half for Southwestern Adventist. So both Viadex and Aviles have 12 points apiece. Leading all scorers in that category. Southwestern Adventist now takes its biggest lead at a dozen. Nimmer into the game. Brings it into the lane. Turn around. No. Skying for the rebound is Kevon Williams. So Williams is in the game for Southwestern Adventist. Gold, Aviles, Williams, Smith, and who am I missing? Fields. Smith had it poked away. Nice defense there for Mountain View in transition. Moss had it rejected. Getting it back is Nimmer, who made the deflection on the other end of the court, and I think we have another whistle on Southwestern Adventist. So a foul called on the Knights. Top of the key, a K for 3. Tip in no by Bullock. Bullock, second chance no. Here's Gold pushing. Gold left of the lane. Into the lane. Offensive foul going to be called on Billy. (49-37) is the correct score. Our scoreboard's off a couple points for Southwestern Adventist. Right now, the Knights have their biggest lead. Smith into the forecourt. Might have gotten away with a travel there. Over to Aviles on the near side. At the midway point of this second half, that has been controlled by Southwestern Adventist. Aviles has the taller Nimmer on him. Now a switch. Shot clock down to 4. Fields got to make something happen. Can't get it to go, and that will be a 30-second violation. So the ball will go back to the Lions, trailing by 12, and I believe we're going to have a timeout. Just inside 10 to go in this one. It's Southwestern Adventist 49, Mountain View 37. We'll be back. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you here tonight. Good second half so far for Southwestern Adventist. They lead it by 12, 49-37. 9:39 left to go. We had 7 lead changes in the opening half. It was very tight. I think the biggest lead in the opening half was the 6-point. Oh, no, Mountain View led by 9 at the start. Nimmer, quick trigger on the 3. Missed it short. Nice box out Aviles. Had it poked from behind by a K. Ooh, got caught up in the air. Able to find the cutter. Thankfully, Nimmer was there, or that would have been a turnover, but Nimmer instead scores to make it a 10-point game. Here's Smith out near midcourt. Fields on the left wing. Attacks, scoops, can't score. Put back by Smith, no good. Ball deflected, and Nimmer is there to gather for the Lions. The door is open right now if you're Mountain View. 8:50 left to go, double-digit game. Nimmer just inside the arc. Airballed that one out of bounds. Rough night for Jalen Nimmer. Shooting-wise, at least. As he turns it over back to Southwestern Adventist. Aviles pushes into the forecourt. Viadex over to Williams on the left. Williams gets around his man, but the layups are coming up short for SWAU right now. 5-on-4 as Williams is down. Here is Bullock, can't get it. Tip for the rebound. It's controlled by Nimmer. Nimmer, a couple of fakes, swings it out. This is Porter for Moss for three, and air ball. Ball deflected out. Viadex going coast to coast. Rejected by Nimmer. What recovery there defensively by Jalen Nimmer. Catch and shoot three, Fargus. Ball batted out. Extra chance opportunity. A K turnaround shot is no good because he traveled, so traveling violation will actually turn the ball over back to the Knights. 7:55 remaining in this 10-point game. So the Knights kind of leaving that window there, but the Lions not able. Now the ball going to be thrown away. Got to get some offense here if you're Mountain View. Mara couldn't even. He had a great start to this one with 8 points in the game, but couldn't get that one to go. That was a much-needed one off a turnover. Can the Knights capitalize? Well, they almost cough it up again. Credit to Terry Moss. He's playing active defensively here tonight for the Lions. Ran out of court, though, so it'll stay with SWAU. I don't think the shot clock reset. We'll check on it once it comes into frame here. Viadex gets it down low, banking it off the glass is Williams. Kevon Williams up to 8 points tonight. Moss the runner. Moss missed it short. Put back, yes. So Terry Moss stayed with that one. His first field goal, he's got 3. 10-point game again. Aviles surveys. Viadex, Gold in the corner. Goes behind the back. Had some space. Instead gets it to Hazelton, who's in the game. Couldn't get the jumper. McKay's got the rebound. Pushing is Fargus, and Fargus has some free throws upcoming. Josiah Hazelton from Hackettstown, New Jersey, coming in for the first time for the Knights. And Ezreal de Jesus Fargus, 4 points tonight from Mountain View. I believe he made that free throw. Coming back in, Cedric Todd. Quiet after a 24-point performance in Game 1 for the Lions. Here in Game 2, Cedric Dodd, with 5. So both free throws are good for Fargus. He's got 6. And the lead is single digits once again. 51-43, I believe, is the correct score. Aviles attacks, can't get it to go. And again, the Lions trying to push it, but Gold anticipated, came up with the steal. This has been a helter-skelter second half here. Offensive foul called now. Both teams picking up the pace, but at times out of control. More subs. Justin Lamb back out there. Byron Fields also coming in. Looks like Justice Marmara will also come in. Wet spot out on the court. While they attend to that, so we'll take a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule for you. So a couple ladies' games before Turkey Day. They have women's basketball against Richland College coming up on the 16th. On the 19th, it'll be Barclay in town for a Southwest Region affair. And then the men taking on Texas College after Turkey Day, or Tofurkey Day, if you're so inclined, as I know many of you probably are. Lamb top of the key. Viadex left wing. Fields over to Aviles. Aviles gets around his man and scores. A.J. Aviles. 14 points lead back to 11. So, correction, it's 10, 53-43. Randall put back attempt no good, but he's fouled, and the whistle's starting to come more frequently now. Six points for Randall. Off on the first free throw. Before last year, the Knights had not beaten Mountain View since 2012. And that 2012 game was a wild one as Randall gets 1 out of 2. Southwestern Adventist won in 2012 over the Lions of Mountain View, 103-100. That was a regulation game. There was no overtime there. Teams were really getting at it. Aviles, I think he just lost that. Yeah, he did. So ball going to go back out of bounds. 5.5 left to go here in this one. And again, that window is still cracking for Mountain View. There's still air coming into the house for the Lions. Try to get themselves back in it. Fargus spinning and scoring, and the lead is down to 7. Fargus up to 8. Knights need a bucket here. This is a big possession for SWAU. And Gold traveled with the basketball. Will we see a timeout here for Tyler Woldridge? I think he's going over to ask how many he's got. I think if Mountain View scores here, it's definitely timeout time. And another foul going to be called here. Gold, the guilty party. And I think it's bonus time at this point for the Lions. So Fargus is going back to the free throw line here. Southwestern Adventist in the second half has led by as many as 12. Fargus now in double figures. First player for the Lions in double figures. And the lead is 5, 53-48. Inside 5 to go. Another big possession here for the Knights. Lamb back in. Lamb had it blocked, got it back, and then he's fouled from behind by Randall. No, he's called for steps. Are they saying there was no deflection there? I couldn't get to the replay button in time to run it back for us, but that was a tough call. So 5-point game. All the momentum now right where the Lions want to have it, in their pocket. Dodd back in. Fargus for 3. No. Aviles going to get the rebound. Viadex into the forecourt. Back to Aviles. Fakes the 3. Attacks. Splits the C and scores. A.J. Aviles, 16 tonight. Lead back to 7. Attacking Marmara answers right back. He's in double figures with 10. 55-50. 2-possession game with a lot of time on the clock. Here's Lamb. Aviles has had the hot hand. Shot clock at 7. Aviles in the corner for Viadex for 3. Yes! The other hot hand tonight. Ephraim Viadex up to 15. And a big bucket there for the Knights makes it an 8-point game. 3.5 to go. Walton down low, but before his shot, a blocking foul is called in that restricted area, which I'm not in the mood for it. I'm too tired tonight, but you will hear me rant about that that stupid little half circle, the little smiley face or frowny face, whatever you want to call it, underneath the hoop. That was only put in for Dennis. I'm doing the rant anyways. It was only put in for Dennis Rodman. He was the only person back in that 70-plus win Bulls team Rodman would camp underneath, and if anybody breathed on him, he would fall down, and they'd call an offensive foul. So they put that little half circle there just for Dennis Rodman and for nobody else, because nobody else was taking advantage. And then for some reason, college basketball had to implement it. Why? I don't know why, but they did. So, back at the line. It's been a long day, I told you at the beginning. Randall off. It's double bonus, I believe, or 2 shots because he was in the act of shooting. So Randall's got 7, looking for 8 now if he can salvage this trip here. But we've seen in basketball, the game has changed for one man, George Mikan. The 3-second call, three in the key. That's because of George Mikan and only George Mikan. But that was back in the 50s when like the one guy who was 6'10 was playing. They also changed the key. So if you follow I don't think they have this as much in European basketball, but the key actually expands out. If you know basketball, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't draw the diagram. They changed that in the NBA because of George Mikan too. Anyways, rant over, timeout. We're going to step aside and come back here in just a moment. Chris Sheeman back here with you at the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We're watching Southwestern Adventist and Mountain View from Keene, Texas. The home opener for the Knights here in this 2022-23 season. And I want to thank Tyler Woldridge for bringing me in. Thanks for hanging out with me for our first of many basketball broadcasts. That's going to be a travel. Boy, you hate that out of a timeout if you're Coach Woldridge, as Fields called for steps. So it's a 2-possession game here. Inside 3 minutes to go. Hanging is Dodd, can't score. Nice stop there by the Knights. Aviles out near midcourt. Shot clock at 10, and we have a whistle and a foul called on Randall. Both teams in the bonus. I believe Mountain View in the double bonus. Oh, I thought that was 7 on Mountain View. That's what I had. Well, math is hard, I guess. Inbound goes to Aviles, and he gets tied up by Dodd. Cedric Dodd with some nice defense. And the Lions will get it back now. Nice move to the bucket. Vargas took that all himself. He leads the team with a dozen here today. And we got a 4-point game. This was a 12-point game earlier here in the second half. The Knights came out like gangbusters, but credit the Lions. They have chipped away at it. Vargas bounce pass. Lamb for 3 from Viaducts, excuse me. No good. And here come the Lions. That window is wide open now. Dodd with the fake. Over 2 defenders, no. Put back by Randall was partially blocked. Staying with it is Walton. Swings it out to Vargas. Spinning in the lane, no. Marmara backing down. Splits 2 defenders and scores, and it's a 2-point game. Marmara now with a dozen. 58-56. We got a barn burner in store for the final 90 seconds of this one, and Southwestern Adventist is going to call for time. So we'll take it with them, a 2-point game. Don't go anywhere. Southwestern Adventist is trying to hang on. A 12-point lead is down to 2, but they do still have the lead. They do have the basketball. 1:36 left to go. Looking for any changes. Gold is out there, Viadex out there, Aviles, Fields, and Lamb. Viadex and Aviles have had the hot hand here in this second half. Pull up Aviles, banks it in. Big bucket, A.J. Aviles. He's up to 18 tonight. Vargas looking to go quickly. Gold stays with him, so we'll back it out, set up the offense. Throwing it up, Vargas answers back. He's had the hot hand here in the second half. He's up to 14 for the Lions. Another timeout with a minute to go. 60-58. Don't go too far. We'll be back. Krishima, glad to be with you. So the Knights are trying to hang on. I'm looking at the NBA. I know we got basketball fans out there. The Orlando Magic are trying to hang on. Klay Thompson just hit a 3. There's 4 seconds to go in the game, and the Magic lead by 1. 130 to 129 over Golden State. Against the full court press, Southwestern Adventist. We're inside a minute to play here in this one. Viadex into the forecourt. Well, looks like we got buffering again, folks. All right, came back. Going to be a blocking foul called with 45 seconds left to go. It's going to be called on Mountain View. The officials are talking about it. We obviously didn't see the play, but was it an offensive foul or a block? Apparently it's an offensive foul after the officials discuss it. So Mountain View will get it back. Now there's 15-second difference between the game and shot clock. You know, in the college game, the 2-for-1 really never happens, and the Lions in this case probably would have to go quickly. But the good news is for Southwestern Adventist fans is, assuming things go according to plan, I mean, according to plan, of course, is get a stop, hit some free throws, and get the victory. But if Mountain View does score here, you will have a chance to end the game with the last shot. And it looks like the Lions are going to talk about it. So we'll go away once again and come back here in just a moment. I had the score wrong on that Golden State Orlando game, by the way. Golden State won at 129, 127 on a Klay Thompson three. So out of the timeout, it's going to be Mountain View basketball. There's a 15-second difference, assuming our clock is right. There's a 15-second difference between game and shot clock here. Knights lead by 3. Mountain View's in the bonus. Possession arrow favors Southwestern Adventist should there be a tie-up. The Knights are not yet in the bonus. So here we go. Fargus has had the hot hand. He's up to 14 points. He's got the basketball here, looking to push. Gets it out. Pull up by Randall. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Fields. And they got a foul. They're going to get the tie-up here. No foul. It's going to be a tie-up, but Southwestern Adventist does get the possession arrow. Now, does Tyler Woldridge call a timeout here and set something up against the full court press? So the shot clock is off. But the Lions will have some time here if they want to try to trap, maybe foul. Nicely done there by the Knights. Now you got a foul. Ooh, unless that happens, bad turnover. 19 seconds to go. Fargus spinning. He lost the handle. Got it back. Airballed it. Put back by Dodd is blocked, but a foul. Blocked, but a foul. And it looks like Smith might be hurt for SWAU. So that's going to send Cedric Todd to the free throw line. He had 24 points against Jarvis Christian a couple days ago, just 5 here tonight, but an opportunity now for Mountain View to tie. At the free throw line. Cedric Todd and Dodd on the first one. It's off. So a big miss there, although Southwestern Adventist has coughed the ball up here. So if you're Mountain View, you've got 10 seconds. You can't play around with it too much here. Maybe see if Dodd can get one here, and then you play the free throw game if you can't get a really quick turnover. He missed them both. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be back to Mountain View. Boy, the Knights an opportunity there on the rebound, and they came up short. So now Mountain View's going to have it, and they can hold for a tying or go-ahead shot here. I'm surprised Coach Phillips not using a timeout. He might be out of them, but now the timeout comes. So Mountain View will talk about it. They have the basketball. Knights have the lead, and Southwestern Adventist is hanging on by a thread. We'll take a timeout here and come back. Now, I was telling you guys about the Magic and the Warriors game, and I was looking at Yahoo Sports, and they had it as a final victory for the Warriors, and then they changed it. Maybe it's my fault for looking at Yahoo Sports. That's on me, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know who won that game. But I know that Mountain View, I don't know if you're the road team. Conventional wisdom is go for 3, but they might go for the tie here. Well, they've been getting whistles at every opportunity, so Dodd is going to go back to the line. He missed 2 seconds ago, and he's got another opportunity as Smith can't believe the call, but it's been tightly called here in this second half, so if you know that, you have to adjust accordingly. So he's good on that one. 7 seconds left to go. 7.7 to be exact. And we have ourselves a tie ball game. Southwestern Adventist, now it's Aviles. Aviles at midcourt, gets it to Viadex. Viadex for 3 at the buzzer, no, and we will have overtime. 40 minutes is not enough to decide this one, despite what our scoreboard says. It is 60 all after 40 minutes. We'll be back with overtime here in just a little bit. Well, we have some drama here in Keene, Texas, and I did finally just go to the NBA app. Saw the Magic did win 130 to 129. Hey, congratulations to the Magic. Y'all are talking about my Lakers. Meanwhile, Golden State is stinking up the joint. Meanwhile, we have overtime here in Keene, Texas. Who beat who by 30, Chris Sheeman? Answer that question. I know. I don't have a leg to stand on. I'm trying it anyways. Anyways, we got Walton and Fields ready to tip it off. So the Knights led by as many as 12. Credit the Lions. They just chipped away. Got several turnovers late. And this Knight team is now going to have to try to earn it here. And obviously we're 5-minute overtime period to decide this one. So here's Fields winning the tip, and Smith to Aviles. A.J. Aviles, 18 points. Viadex has 15 points. They go down low to Fields, who has just 2. And it has just been Whistle City in this one, especially down low. You cannot play defense in this game down low. Still not in the bonus, though, for the Knights. Lions, I believe, are in the double bonus and have been for a while. So it'll be an inbound here as they, again, try to keep that floor dry. Here's Aviles. Viadex back to him. Aviles for 3. Rebound. Controlled nicely by Marmara. He's had a good game offensively with 12 points. Fargas helped the comeback with 14, most of that coming in the second half. He's off on that jumper but the ball goes out of bounds off the Knights. Knights have got to get a better rebounding effort here in this overtime period. Gather the ball and stop throwing it out of bounds, please. So Fargus to inbound it. Here's Walton. Bounce pass down low. Marmara turnaround shot. Doesn't get the roll. Tip for the rebound. And finally, somebody with two hands as Fields comes away with it. Lamb, Viadex into the forecourt. Turns on the Jets. Back to Lamb. Lamb driving baseline. Lamb surveys. He'll back it out with plenty of time on the shot clock. No score yet here in the first minute of overtime. Viadex cut off at the free throw line. Here is Fields. Yes, just his second field goal here tonight. Fields gives Southwestern Adventist the 2-point advantage. Randall's out of control, and it's a turnover. Aviles, extra pass goes to Smith, and he finger rolls it in. Felix Smith with just his second field goal, and the first two buckets belong to the Knights here in this overtime period. Down low, here's Walton. Walton threw it up short. Viadex another rebound. He's got to have a double-double. Here's Lamb for three. No. Walton's got the board. He'll push it for the Lions. 2 minutes into overtime. All 4 points here in this extra period belong to SWAU. Before that, three-pointer by Vargas. So Vargas with 17, and it's a 1-point game, 64-60. It's not been an offensive showcase here tonight, but these two teams have played hard. Smith on the wing. Here's Aviles, guarded by Fargus. His pass deflected out. Last touch by Randall. Maybe a case for a foul call there on Randall. It wouldn't be my first choice if I were an official, but I think if you're the Knights and you've seen the way the game's been called on the other end, maybe you want that whistle. Gold comes into the game, replacing Lamb. Here's Gold on the wing. Shot clock is down to 3. I'm not sure if the Knights realize it. It's down to 2, and they turn it over. Opportunity for the lead, running and gunning. Bucket in the foul by Vargas. What a second half for Vargas. He's up to 19 points and a chance for 20 as Mountain View takes its first lead since the opening half. Israel De Jesus Fargas with 19 points. Most of that damage in the second half. I think 13 of the 19. Make it 14 of the 20 now. And Mountain View has come back from 12 down to take a 2-point lead with 2 minutes to go here in overtime. Gold hounded by Dodd. Smith on the far side, Marmara on him. Back to Gold, shot clock at 9. Aviles, shot clock at 6. Raises for 3, can't get it. Gold followed, tried for the offensive rebound. Dodd comes away with it. Throw ahead goes to Randall. Now here's Dodd, right of the lane. And wisely gets it back out to Fargas, who will set up the offense. 1:27 left to go. Lions by 1. Marmara tip pass to Dodd. Shot clock at 6. He hoists a deep 3 and banks it. Dodd is in double figures. And the lead just like that is 4. The Knights want to stop the clock and call timeout. Mountain View 68-64 here in overtime. We'll take timeout, come back. 69-64, the correct score. Minute 7 left to go here in this overtime period. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. So the Knights had an opportunity to close the door, didn't do it, and Mountain View is in a good position here. Gold, big bucket, can't get it to go. Rebound batted around, here comes Dodd. Gonna have to foul eventually. Dodd gonna attack. That's gonna be an offensive foul. I didn't see the official. We didn't have the right camera angle for it, but I do believe they're going to call that a charge, and they do. So again, we talked about that window for Mountain View during the second half of this game. Now in overtime, that window all of a sudden cracked open a little bit for the Knights here. But they have got to get it in the hot hands. Get it to A.J. Aviles. Get it to Viadex. Let them create and make something happen here. As not much else has worked here in this overtime period for the Knights. Got to recognize who the hot hands are, and those players who are hot have to recognize it as well and say, give me the ball, let me go to work. Two players in the backcourt, A.J. Aviles and Ephraim Viadex, have combined for 33 points here today. Another wet spot out on the court has us held up here. Knights have to score on this possession. Full court press is on again. Got to get it in. They can't. Timeout. Knights got to burn one here, down by 5. We'll be back. Must score the rest of the way if you're the Knights here. 46 seconds down, 2 possessions. Still time, though. Gold gets the inbound. Gold into the forecourt. Got to go quick here if you're the Knights, too. The reverse. Yes, and the foul. Viadex. Exactly what I was talking about. Get it to the hot hand, guys, and let them go to work. Viadex a chance for a 3-point play. He's 50-50 from the free throw line here. But with 30, well, I don't know if the time is right or not, but assuming it is, the Knights wouldn't even necessarily need to foul here. They could play straight up defense if there's actually 8-second difference between game and shot clock. That's plenty of time. We've had a lot of wet spots out on the court today. So that will have us held up here momentarily and make Viadex think about it at the free throw line even more, which is not what you want for a 50-50 free throw shooter, but that's what we got. So it looks like they might have taken a second off the scoreboard, so 7-second difference between game and shot clock. So a miss, but still a 1-possession game here. And again, our clock has not started, but going right to the hoop is Marmara, and that's not ideal for SWAU. Gold fakes, attacks, bucket. Billy Gold going quickly. Got to play the foul game now if you're Southwestern Adventist. You can try for a quick steal, but you have to foul now. Instead, they're letting them go right to the rim. They missed the shot. Tie up here, and I believe the ball on the tie-up is going to belong to Mountain View. It will. I have no idea how much time's in the game now. The Lions might want to call timeout and talk about it if they have any timeouts left. And that appears where we're headed here. So, timeout. Coach Phillips getting in to the face of his guys, trying to close it out. Mountain View leading by 3. We'll be back. So Mountain View basketball, apparently 8 seconds here in overtime. Going to have to be a quick foul here. And Walton will go to the free throw line. Tommy Walton has not scored today. Down to 4 seconds. So if you're the Knights, it's gonna have to be a heave and hope, assuming Walton misses both of these. If he gets one, that closes the door. I can't tell you though, I've been doing small college basketball for 12 years now, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen a team foul on a three-point make up 4 in the closing seconds. I can't tell you how many. It's happened a lot. So Walton misses there. Knights, if he can miss this one too, will at least have a shot. It might be a half-court heave, but well, he made it. Now, if you're Mountain View, just get out of the way. Let them do whatever they want. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot is up. Ooh, went halfway down, came out, and Mountain View is going to get away with this one and go to 2-0 on the young season, winning today 72-68 over Southwestern Adventist. So the Knights fall to 0-4. They go back on the road. It'll be an exhibition, I believe, against Sam Houston State next Thursday. Meanwhile, we'll be back with you on the 16th for the ladies against Richland College. Next guys game coming up after Thanksgiving, where Texas College will come to town. That'll be a 6 p.m. game the Monday after Thanksgiving. Looking forward to bringing all of the home games this year for you here at Southwestern Adventist. So once again, your final in overtime, Mountain View 72, Southwestern Adventist